All right, hey guys, it's me, Jarrett, co-survivor, and I'm not doing this trip report alone today. This is my first ever joint trip report. Keely, you want to introduce yourself?
So I am Keely, aka Keely in Recovery, aka Hippie Girl on TikTok. I'm also a weird true crime enthusiast who begged him to take me to Iowa. So
Yeah. So basically, what happened? We were gonna go to this Villisca axe murder house. I wrote about it on the trip report. Like, there's a bit of a write up. I'll let her explain a bit what happened here, but um, we like we were going to go to Villisca and then go to Waterloo to go to Lost Island for Fire Runner. Fire Runner was not ready, so we had to divert our travel plans to Chicago, which you will see later on in the trip report. We had a great time, went to Six Flags, all that. But today we are just doing part one with the Villisca Axe Murder House. So Keely, can you like in just a few sentences tell everybody, what the hell happened?
you mean the backstory of what happened and why it's haunted, or what happened? Just
Just get let him know the case. Tell him about the
okay.
case.
Okay. So in June of 1912, eight people were murdered in the small town of Villisca, Iowa. It was the Stillinger family. Uh, Sarah and Josiah and their six and their four children, and then two little girls who were friends with their kids from church. Their names were Ina and Lena Cylinder. They were all brutally murdered with an axe. No one ever figured out who the killer was. There were several trials, but everything got thrown out of court. And so they decided over time to just rebuild the house, and now it's a tourist attraction. Um, and supposed to be really haunted. So that's why we wound up there.
So we're gonna go to the Villisca Axe Murder House, and y'all are coming along. But y'all don't have to take any ghosts or curses or any of that shit home. So start off with this picture. This was our rental car. Was our rental car. I rented it, picked it to make sure Keely's chair could fit in it. And it was a pretty nice rental car, right?
Yeah, it was really nice. I was impressed. There was a lot of room, and we had enough room for all my stuff, which was great. Plus, it was nice and airy in the car, which is essential when you're on the trip.
Yes. There's like no shade out there. It's all wide open cornfields, so it was good that we had good AC. Um, Next, this was outside of our first hotel. I knew it was going to be one of those hotels when we drive up and we see this next door. Remember?
Yep.
And Keely was nice enough to get us pizza. Um, on Who are those bozos?
Yeah, that was the day we went out, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was leaving the Indiana hotel. I got off work and we hopped in that car and we drove 3 hours to Indiana just to take a bite out of the drive. Between here and Villisca, it would have been like 10 hours. So glad we broke that up, at least even a little bit. Because tight.
Me too. Sorry.
And you want to tell them about this one?
Okay, so I've actually never been to a fireworks store before. Growing up, I grew up in New York and in North Carolina. Fireworks were never legal. So I had never been to a fireworks store before. So I, when he wanted to buy fireworks, that was I was down to do that because I never done.
Yeah, it was 4th of July. So, I mean, we kind of had to, right?
Yeah. Except I'd rather be in a haunted house than surrounded by fireworks.
Well, and because we were going to the Midwest, we also stopped at a Dollar General. I remember Keely's over here telling me like she's expecting Iowa to be so pretty and miles of beautiful, colorful prairie flowers as far as the eye can see, a little house in the prairie, and we get this shit instead.
I grew up with Little House on the Prairie and Little Women. I blame this.
Yeah, we just stopped at this Dollar General to get her a cigarette lighter charger and go to the bathroom, basically.
Yeah, so that was yeah.
Oh, look at us.
Oh yeah, we finally made it. I remember being so taken aback. There were some emotions even just standing outside.
Yeah, I remember like we hadn't seen civilization for at least 2 hours. This is a very rural part of Iowa, and suddenly we get into this little two stoplight town of Villisca, and I'm like, oh God, like are we in the right place? Is there anything even out here? Did I put it in the GPS right? We get in town, and then there's this little cute little neighborhood, and then just turn down the street next to houses, drunk rednecks lighting off fireworks, and we just casually the murder house just chilling in an otherwise normal residential neighborhood, which I think adds to why this case is so chilling.
Yeah, it definitely does. There's something for me that's very disturbing about the idea of just, you know, being at home, being safe, and then all of a sudden you're so far from safe.
Yeah, this was when you first walk in.
Mm.
um I'm sure we can both vouch for this. Like, it just feels wrong.
Yeah, it feels like I said, there's so many emotions. You get weird rush of sadness and fear and also a lot of excitement for me because this is literally my major bucket list trip. So I've been following the case for like 20 years. So so many feelings all at once.
Like, I'd been in historic homes before, and like, yes, like they are like old and creaky, but there is something very off about this one. This isn't just life on the farmstead exhibit. It's something much darker, and you can tell the second you step in.
What was so weird for me, and I hope I'm not talking too much, but what
You're
was so
fine.
odd to me was you knew that's where, where that person just hung out for hours, right in that kitchen.
Yes. um Keely just noticed this little like bookshelf thing, and we just thought it was cool. Want to tell him about this room?
Oh, okay. So, like I said, Lena and Ina Stillinger were staying the night. This is where they slept on that night. It actually belonged to the two older kids, Herman and Mary Catherine, on a normal night. But they put the Stillinger girls in here. Um, and this is where we slept.
Slept on the floor at the foot of that bed, like right where two little girls were murdered. It was one of the most insane things I've ever done.
Yeah. I'm still not sure how I feel about dragging you there.
Yeah, you see the little bunny over there on the bed. She left that.
Yeah.
Supposed to bring toys for the kids.
Yeah.
Um, and do you want to explain the stair situation, because that's kind of your thing to discuss?
I'm in a wheelchair, for those who don't know. If you follow me at all, or you've seen me in his pictures, probably know. But I can't climb stairs very well. And the stairs were very narrow. So at the last minute, I decided I'm going to climb the stairs and see what's up there. So I climbed up the narrow stairs.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that tomorrow morning.
Sorry. And
Yeah.
up.
No, you're good. I wanted you to be able to tell that, like, when when the time came for
Yeah.
it. But you didn't. And you initially you didn't want to go up the stairs, so I went up and I FaceTimed. You remember?
Yeah. Yeah. So he went up and FaceTimed me.
Sorry.
And
We'll see what else is here. Okay.
I'm in Ina and Lena's room, just, taking video, taking pictures, looking around. And all of a sudden, he comes running downstairs. He's like, "Ghosts are real, ghosts are real." And I'm like, what's going on? I honestly thought he was playing it up because, we were recording. And he, after like 2 seconds, I realized he wasn't. And I just hugged him because he heard, um, he heard a thumping noise next to an axe mark in
Yes.
the
Um, this is the Moore bedroom. This is where the parents, Josiah and Sarah, were sleeping the night they were murdered. If you look there on the left, you'll see the killer covered all the mirrors in the house when he committed these murders, and you can even see a little axe mark at the top. There's a better picture of it. Um, to me, the covered mirrors are like what gives this away as like not just another crime. This was a sheer act of depravity, killing this family in the horrific manner in which it was done. But I was just walking around upstairs taking these pictures, and I heard what sounded like a wooden handle tapping on the wall behind me. And I turn around, and it's coming from that axe mark up there. And I did probably what you would have done, and I ran and hugged my girlfriend like a little bitch. Um, this was the kids' room. I also showed her. They had, you said all four of the Moore children were sleeping in this room when they were, sadly murdered.
all four of them.
All
Unfortunately.
four of them. I mean, look, like that child was sleeping in a crib, for God's sakes. Who kills a child in a crib?
Yeah, the youngest one was only 4.5.
Um, and I also saw this creepy doll someone had left in the kids' room, and that scared the crap out of me.
Mhm.
This is another axe mark in the wall. The killer left a few, he left a few of these axe marks around. And this, I got a close up like photo of this just to show the texture, show the depth. But I think the worst part of this one is just the fact that it was over a child's bed.
Yeah, there's something so incredibly chilling about that. And can I mention the floor?
Yeah, the floor is later on. Like I'm kind of going chronologically here, but like you'll definitely get to tell that story. That is all yours.
Okay, and then sorry.
Yeah. Um, Afterwards, Keely, sorry, I love you, but I have to make fun of you here. We went to Casey's to get food because it's the only place to get a hot meal in Villisca. It's a very small town, and we're leaving, and she looks out and goes, "Oh my God, look, it's so beautiful!" And this Dollar General in the cornfield were the view.
I am in love with every beautiful sky image in the world, and I will constantly stare at this sky like I've never seen this sky before.
Yeah, like when she told me like I was talking about the sky, I'm like, okay, but I hear, oh my God, look how beautiful it is, and it's a Dollar General in a cornfield. I mean, we have a Dollar General right down the street from me, and there's a cornfield right across the block. So I thought it was funny. And then driving back, the stoplight changed on me too quickly, and I may or may not have Paul Walkered her wheelchair upside down in the back of the car. Whoops. I'm sorry. I'm going to hell. Um, and this is Keely's favorite photo. We just got Casey's. That's an Iowa pork tenderloin sandwich in front of the murder house. About to go in. We sat outside with Joe, this weird guy that was also staying there, and we lit off fireworks and chatted. Uh, can you say something? I don't know if your mic's working.
I
Hi. Okay, your mic is working. Okay, wasn't sure if you were trying to say something or not. Um, then we went inside, and this thing was in the corner. Um, then we got out the Ouija board. You want to tell them how that went?
Okay, so don't buy a Ouija board off Amazon for $12 because even if you're in a portal to hell, it's not gonna work.
Oh, okay, so, something else did happen, which I got on video. We'll see if it actually plays after this. Yes. Hi. Better here. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. And that's my reaction. Oh God. 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 You're laughing at my terror, aren't you?
Well, I was the one who like just jumped behind you.
You hid behind me. You just like leapt behind me.
Yeah, that was definitely eerie.
Yeah, we asked if anyone was there, and the lantern, like we'd set up a little LED lantern on one of the chairs, and it fell over. This happened the first time. Then I set up the camera to see if, like, after that I'm like, okay, I need to see if I'll get this on camera, and I got it on camera. So that was the lamp thing. It happened twice, and it was terrifying.
Yeah, it was. There's something very weird in that house. Definitely still. Very, very.
Your favorite dress.
My lord. I kept thinking there was a person.
Someone hung this black dress, and it just looks like that, like, like Hat Man or whatever out the corner of your eye, and then this very haunted house is it is eerie. I'm not gonna lie, but it scared the crap out of her the first time she saw it.
It for real just seems like there's some old like Victorian lady standing behind you. I don't like it. Still don't like it.
Yeah, well, we were just chilling out in this room. Joe was like full on fucking with us by now. He like hid in the corner and said hi to us when we walked in, and oh yeah, that stack of Amazon boxes you see, do you remember, like, do you remember they like just kind of fell over randomly?
Oh yeah.
And then afterwards, Joe went outside and banged on the window and just made it even worse.
Yeah. Joe, if you see this, I'm still mad at you, bro, but
Oh,
you.
don't worry, the ghost took care of him. Remember, we'll get to that.
Yep.
So this is the Stillinger room at night where we slept. The like by only LED lamplight. It's like it is probably the scariest place I've ever slept.
Yeah. You're not one to turn the lights on when you sleep, but you wanted them on.
I told Keely, like, I'm not sleeping here in pitch blackness. We are keeping at least one lantern on.
Yeah. It's such
Uh,
a very scary experience. I mean, should we tell the story?
um, you let him know like how this was set up, and like familiarize them with it. I'll say exactly what happened because I'm the one that's like walked into it and about pissed himself.
So these are pictures of the girls. If I'm not mistaken, Ina is the blonde and Lena is the brunette.
Other way
And
around. Lena's on the right. She's 12. Ina's on the left. She's 8.
sorry. Um, but the pictures were just kind of set up on a little table next to the bed. There's a picture. There's a book, as you can see. Mrs. Moore really enjoyed birds, according to the curator. So there's a book of bird watching, and then there's money. People leave money to pay their respects.
There were also 3 birds' nests around the house, which I thought was weird.
That was just a decoration of the time, I guess. But
Yeah. I don't know if it's because she liked birds or people just did that or what, but I that was a weird decorative quirk. I remember. I don't like animal nests, especially not in any home. Um. Anyway, um, this nightstand was there, and you saw in the last picture. There's that rocking chair in front. You can actually kind of see my keys, while all that were like left on that rocking chair. And round 1 in the morning, Keely needs me to get her meds out of the car. So I'm like, okay. So I go to, pick up the keys off that rocking chair, and then I about shit myself when this is what I see. Something had knocked over Lena's picture. We had not bumped this. There was no rigging that I could see in any of it. Like I get up and go to get it, and I'm just like, Keely, and she screamed.
yeah, it was definitely. It was very. Being in there was very disturbing.
Yeah.
Um,
Are you comfortable telling them how you reacted to this? If not, it's fine.
yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I think it depends when I'm in an unfamiliar environment. It's a trauma response. Anyway,
Gesundheit.
sorry. Anyway, thank God I did because I kind of peed my pants.
And I don't blame you. I probably could have used some Depends in that moment too. And we screamed so loud that it woke Joe up upstairs.
Yes.
Um, sorry, I'll go back to eventually, like we'd heard all kinds of things. Like the what probably like stuck with me most was you could hear some like footsteps in the stairwell, and then I heard a sound like a grown man exhale, and then the sound of like a metal axe blade scraping against a wooden wall.
The the sound of the like soft crying will stick with me until I'm dead, I think.
It sounded a bit like a cat, I remember, but like she's freaking out, she's clinging to me. I'm like what is it? And she tells me like I hear voices. I'm like it sounded like a cat, and then the closer you listen, like it sounds less like a cat and more like the voice of a little girl, like crying and saying mommy and stuff.
Mommy, it was literally terrifying. And I wanted to just scoop them up and be like, it's okay. Like, you're safe with us. But you can't do that with a ghost. That's
So
because for the rest of my life. So,
um after that, like we have the video. I'll put it with the trip report of us like huddled together in bed because we were scared shitless by then with the creepy doll hovering over us. Um and like I put it on Facebook, and then I get a Facebook friend, her friend Kristen tells us like told them like, thank you for letting us stay in your house, but it's time to go to bed. And like I didn't even believe in ghosts at the start of this trip, and I'm like I'm not talking to some apparition that doesn't exist, but I'm like at this point I'm scared shitless. I will do anything for all this activity to stop. So I tell the tell the little girls and the creepy man with the axe and all that to please, it's 2 a.m., time to go to bed. And it stopped and we went to bed. um Hold on. It's we're okay, we have to finish this up in 10 minutes, so we can do that. This was the next morning. That's just her holding the voodoo doll. Want to tell them what happened in this room?
um, oh, so, okay. That's the living room? Yeah.
Yeah, the living room. Tell them what happened in the living room that morning.
So that one, I was, um, I was wanting to explore the house further. And right as I was about to, I was saying thank you to who or whatever's in the house for, letting me stay there, I felt like an arm, on my shoulder, like a hand on my shoulder. And then I just get this like incredible urge to go upstairs. I'm like, okay, I'm going up the stairs. The stairs were windy and narrow, and I was very nervous, just because wheelchair user. So I finally climbed, and there's an X mark in the floor at the top of the stairs.
Yeah, this badass like climbed all the way up those like steep, windy stairs, like all by herself. I was so proud of her. I spotted her, but she did all the work. She she didn't need the help.
There's a
Um, Sorry. Sorry, these pictures got a little out of order. This is the attic. We didn't go in. I'm telling people it's my claustrophobia, but like I think you get why we did not go in this room.
Yeah, I didn't go in either. I could have fit through.
Yeah, I'm not. The door was like 4 feet tall, so that didn't help. But like I saw that. I'm like I'm not going in there.
Yeah.
Um, Sorry. Okay. Um, then we went into the. I took her into the kids' room, and well, there are two AC units in this house, and this is opposite both of them. So it is normally the warmest room in the house. But tell them what you felt when you walked in.
It felt like bitter cold, like it was winter all of a sudden. And I felt really when we first woke up, but then when I got in there, it was like I needed my jacket. You can see I'm wearing a jacket in a couple of the pictures later on, and it was still wasn't warm enough. Um, but ghosts seem to be attracted to me and like me, so
And I even asked like why are they interacting with you but not with me? And like I don't know if she's trying to scare me or what. And then I feel something tug at the back of my shirt, and she saw it like come untucked and like come to rest. So that scared the shit out of me.
to me that was one of the smaller children, like hey, because they would have come up to a couple of the younger ones might have come up to about that height, and they would have been like, "Hi, we're here too."
and that was just her. Like I kissed her because I was proud of her for making it up the stairs. And then while we were there, we hear the door open downstairs, and it was the house curator, and she was just coming in to check on the place, and we tell her about the pictures falling over and the lamb thing and the voices, and she's just kind of nodding like, "Yep, yeah, that happens. Like it's no big deal."
Yeah, they hadn't seen the X mark in the floor though, so that was kind of cool to
Yeah.
be like,
That morning, I'd also gone outside to go to the restroom. The restroom's outside the house in the gift shop. It's just across the driveway. And Joe's out there, and he's like, "I see you guys survived the night." And I'm like, "Yeah, you see anything unusual?" He's like, "No, but I dreamt that I got dragged under the bed and I woke up with sleep paralysis." I'm like, "Bro, how did you not sleep out in the car?" So we talked a bit. Like we discussed who committed the crime, which I'll do our own little write up like after, because that's like too big a topic for the video. We only have like 5 minutes left, and she'll help me. But afterwards, we had to get out of there. It was Villisca Heritage Day, so they basically told us to get the fuck out. People are going to want to come see the house, and there was a parade going on in town, which would have been cool, but we had a long drive. Um, and then I took Keely to the Villisca Cemetery because it was just at the end of the street, and we drove around until I found this. Didn't want to have to get out and like fuck with her chair over uneven grass, so I FaceTimed her, and this is the Moore grave. This is where the more victims of the Villisca axe murders are buried.
and the Stillinger girls and unfortunately their younger stillborn brother are all buried right next to them.
Yeah, I saw the Moore grave, and I took the like video for her, and then like, oh yeah, my phone was also like dead because the ghost drain, they can drain your battery. It went from 24 to 3% in the kids room for some reason, so I didn't have a lot of battery life left. So I hung the FaceTime call up, and I'm walking back to the car, and then I see this. You see they even have like the toys and the little like coins left on their grave still, just like in the house.
Oh, I found change in my backpack once we left.
Yeah, there was change in her backpack that wasn't there. She didn't take any coins with her. So we got 4 minutes left till we can, close this out. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
This is a random fact while we're here. Um, the mother of Ina and Lena shortly thereafter gave birth to a son. He was stillborn, so it's just incredibly tragic. And I, I've always felt for them in particular, because they weren't supposed to be there.
Mm.
It's a mistake we were supposed to be in that room either.
And I know we discussed this briefly, but I think like part of the reason these murders happen in the first place is because they just happened to be there that night. Like they, you want to tell them about who you think did it?
I think it was the Reverend. There was a church service. I gotta wrap this up quickly. I know there was a church service um, that night, and I think the Reverend, who was also a pedophile. I don't know if I'm allowed to. Am I allowed to say that? He
You
was a
can.
pedophile, and he was a known pedophile, but he was a transient, so not everybody knew. And I think he had a thing for Lena. The crime scene suggests that there was an attempt at an FA, but it didn't happen, thankfully. Um, but I think he was trying to get her and maybe um, FA her and or kidnap her, and he killed the people in the house because he wanted to take her, and he didn't want someone to find him. That's my.
Yeah. I don't think it was just any act of like sexual violence against a child, just because he did cover the mirrors, which just explain this would have been like a superstitious, like religious individual, such as a pastor.
Yeah.
Um, and Reverend Kelly was in town, and he'd given like a speech about like sin and stuff. And you said like he did have some like mental health struggles, so this
Through
you
the
know
things I've read and the things that I've watched, he was schizophrenic. I don't know if he really was, or again, if he was a sexual predator, maybe he wanted to be. I don't know.
going back to the photos just so everyone can kind of like go back and see.
Really don't believe in that. They were in that room in particular.
Yeah. we only have like 2 minutes left, so we probably should wrap this up. But like, Keely, thank you so much for helping tell this story. I couldn't have done it without you. You're incredible, and
You, I, you're the one who took me there, and you're the one who,
you had
you
the
know,
idea.
yeah, but you're the one who took me there and brought me to the house and protected me from the scary ghost.
Um, you protected me from the scary ghost too. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll paraphrase all this. I'll write it out. I'll get it in the trip report. But thank you so much for helping get that down. You are amazing, and I love you.
I love you
Mwah.
too. Bye.